Today I will show you how to master Vivaldi Spring as an adult beginner in 7 simple steps. I played this piece in concert and taught it to hundreds of students. So by the end of this video, you will not only play the right notes, but play them beautifully too. So here is the first theme from the Spring that we learn together today. It's a beginner version that I arranged for my student of the Violinacademy. And we will use the 7-step method from the Violin Pyramid Method. It's a simple way to master any piece on the violin. And step 0 is to be prepared for the piece. That means first we need really to understand which note we are going to play for this tonality. Here the piece is in C major, and that means we'll put the finger on the string like that. So on the G string we will have second and third finger together. On the D string, the first and the second, A string the same, and on the E string, all fingers will be apart. The next thing is that we want to define from the beginning which tempo we are going to play this piece. So here, for example, the original tempo will be something like 120. Do, di, 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 do, dum. But what I would advise you is to learn the piece first in a slower tempo. It could be 50% of the gold tempo, that will mean like tempo 60, and then go to a version a little bit faster with tempo 90, that will be 75%. Today we'll just use tempo 80 to learn it, and from difficulty, basically, it's a piece we give our students at the Violinacademy at level 4, week 4. That means after something like 10 months. So now step 1 is how to play the right notes on the violin. And here basically what you want to do is first to read loud the name of every note. And don't worry if you can't read notes at the moment, I wrote extra the name on each note so you can follow along, but that's really important and everybody can really learn it. And that's important because when you play your piece, what you want is to focus on the music, on making it sound beautiful. But instead, if you're focusing on like, which note do I need to play, which note is that, and you are unsure, you will not be able to express yourself playing the piece. So, we will now do that together. We'll say each note only one time, no repetition. Let's start. 3, 4. C, E, D, C, G, F, E, D, C, G, F, E, F, G, F, E, D, B, G. Very good. And now the goal is to be able to do it very fast. Okay, so that it's really easy, like that. Do with me, 3, 4. C, E, D, C, G, F, E, D, C, G, F, E, F, G, F, E, D, B, G. Good, then step 2 is how to play the right rhythm. So here it's a mistake I see a lot, and people play the piece, you know, a bit like that, because they hear it, they know how it should be played, but then it doesn't really sound well, because one of the points is that the rhythm is not really accurate. Some notes are too long, others are too short, and for this reason, this step is very important. So here it's easy. What we'll do is that you will first clap your hand together to beat the tempo. In our gold tempo, we said first we'll do that tempo 80, like that. And then, at the same time, we'll say the rhythm, okay? So, let's do that together. And here, what's really important is that we want to count. When a note is longer, like that, we want to count it, like ta, 2, 3, okay? Because that's where most mistakes happen, that people play this too short. So, let's start, and we'll say ta for every note first. 3, 4. Ta, 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 2, 3, ta, 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 2, 3, ta, 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 ta. Okay, very good. Then, step 3, we want to learn how to play the right notes with the right rhythm, so that everything comes together. For this, what we'll do is that we'll say it loudly again, but this time, instead of saying ta, we'll say the name of the notes. So that's mean here, for example, I will say C, E, E, D, C, G, 2, 3. Okay, so let's start one time together. I count till 4. 3, 4. C, E, D, C, G, 2, 3. G, F, E, D, C, G, 2, 3. G, F, G, F, E, D, B, G. So now that you know exactly what you need to play, we need to learn it on the violin. And step 4 will be how to fix your intonation on the violin. So here we use a series of steps to master every note that we need to play so that we achieve every time a perfect intonation. And the first step here is that we want to calibrate every single note. What it means is that before I start just repeating, I want to be sure that I repeat the right notes with perfect intonation. And for that, what you need to do is just to check every single note. So there is different methods to do that. Today we'll use one method that I think here is very good and work very well, is that we use a reference note or an anchor note. That means a tone that will stay the whole time as a reference, and then we will adjust every note on it. So let me show you. Here the tonality is C major, so I will just put a C on my device, a KDM3 by the way. And then I will play every note on it very slowly. And try to adjust it so that it sounds really well together. It's good. The next one. Next one. And you really want to take your time. Okay, so basically you could really like stay 1 minute on one tone, just trying a little bit lower, a little bit higher, and hear how it sounds until you find like, okay, it's so if I go lower, it's worse, if I go higher, it's worse, and that's really important for intonation, okay? It's not like you will hear directly that's right, that's wrong, it's not like how it works. It's really I play it, and then maybe I don't know like if it's too low or too high, but I need to try something. So I will try higher or lower, okay? It doesn't really matter if I don't know, but then I will ask me, is it now better or worse? Well, let's say I try lower. Oh, now it's worse. So let's try the opposite. Let's try higher. Sounds better. So let's do the same again. A little bit higher. Little bit worse. So let's try again lower. Okay? And I move like that, always in smaller and smaller steps until it's really sound like perfect. Okay? And then I go to the next note. And here's something very important, because I know a lot of people just use a tuner and then play the note and look, and when it's in the middle, say, okay, it's the right note, let's go to the next one. What you are doing right now is completely different. When you are doing this with a tuner, you are not practicing. You are just looking and they say, oh, that's the note, but the problem is that you are not using your hearing when you do that, okay? You are completely passive. It's like the teachers telling you, oh, this note is too high, this note is too low. It doesn't help. You need to be able to hear it yourself. And that's really where this shine, using a reference note, and you can do that with your phone, you don't need this device, is that it will force you to use your ear to adjust every note. So then, next step, after we have checked every single note, will be to start automating it. And by the way, we are here, yeah? Step 4, we just calibrate, now we go to automate. So, to automate, we want to do that in a few phases. First, we'll play every single note in half notes, and this without any repetition, okay? So, and it needs to be in our goal tempo. That means 80. Like that. Let's start together, okay? I count till 4. 3, 4. Okay, very good. And here the goal is really to play first, to be really in a tempo, okay, so that we are really training in the speed that we need later on, and that you train to be really accurate, always half note. Second thing, of course, is that we want to have a very regular sound, and beautiful sound, okay? And the next thing, of course, is that we want to play every note accurately with the right intonation. And here the thing is that if you hear that some note is not really accurate, what you need to do is to directly repeat the transition. So let me show you. I think that, let's say I play on my E is not good. Okay, I start on. The first thing is that I want to correct it directly, it's better, okay? But that's not enough, okay? I don't want to just correct it and go on. What I want to do is to repeat the transition a few times, like that. Oh, I repeat. Okay, I stay in the same speed, don't change anything, but I repeat a few times this transition until I can make it at least 3 times without interruption perfectly, okay? And then I go on, okay? And that's how I fix every difficult part. One tip for this part here, when you go to C to G, it's a quint, okay? And that can be a little bit difficult, okay? Because the interval is a little bit difficult. So there is different way to do that. One possibility to put the finger on both strings at the same time, like that, okay? That's one possibility. Here, I will not do that. I will just move the finger from one string to the next. But to do it correctly, what you need to do is to lift the finger a little bit, okay? And then move to the next string. But so really lift the finger only a little bit. That means I'm not lifting it completely and then putting it again on the string. I just want to release the pressure on the string, then move it sideways and then press against the string. Okay, so just make it like that. I press the string, I release the pressure on the string, I move sideways and then I press again. Okay, and you really want to practice this transition alone, for example. So then, when you master it in half note, it's time for quarter note. The same, so let's do it one time together. 3, 4. Okay, and when it's good, let's go direct to 8th notes. 3, 4. And like you see in 8th note, it's way faster than what you will need in the end. Because when we look at what we need to play later on, most notes are not in 8th note. Yeah, most notes are in quarter note, half note, and so on. But the thing is that by practicing like that without repetition in 8th note, if you can master it in 8th note without repetition, then it really means that we can play the piece very easily, okay? And that's really the goal of the 7-step method, is to really master every single point of the technique you will need to play the piece, so that at the end you can really focus on the musicality. So now let's go to step 5, how to have a beautiful tone. So we are here, and the first thing is to play the piece on an open string. So here I wrote you how it looks like. Normally it's better just to not to write it, but to find it here. And basically what we want to train is to do the right rhythm with the bow, learn on which string you will need to play, okay? Where we have some slurs, okay, notes that are together, and just training having a beautiful sound and phrasing with the bow. So let's try that. And that's the same. Here we want to be in our goal tempo, so 80. And by the way, it doesn't mean you need to practice the whole time with a metronome. It means just that you need to check the tempo before you start. But then you can go without metronome. It's not good to practice only with metronome, okay? So let's go. I count till 4. 3, 4. Okay, and I really make everything. Okay, so when we look again at the original one, we see this is on the D string, this is on the D string, this is on the G string, okay, and the notes are slurred. So actually, yeah, if we play it, it's really like a G quarter note. It's really just that. Only the finger change. Okay, so we are not going to do, it's one note. And the thing is that when you play your piece, okay, you will need to know those things, like on which string am I playing, or I am up string, bow string, or how will I optimize the bow, and all those things. And that's the reason you want to practice that on open string. It's very important. And here, for example, there is a common difficulty is that you have one long note, and then only a quarter note. Okay, so here you have 3 quarter notes basically. Okay, 3 beats, 1 beat. 3 beats in one bow, 1 beat in up. And what you need to do is to adjust the bow speed. So that when I play, I will do. I need to come back to the same point. So I will do it in open string, it makes like that. And that's really important because if I don't do that, if I don't come back to the same point in the bow, I will stay blocked at the point of the bow. Okay, and then it doesn't sound well. And that's the reason too, at the beginning of the piece, I want to start ideally here. But to make like that. Okay, I will show from here. So then let's go to step 6, is how to play Vivaldi perfectly. So here the first goal by step 6 is basically just to play the piece slowly but perfectly technically. Okay, we are still not going like in playing it like concert thing, just playing it very clean. So that means we want to play it slowly. Okay, here we are already a little bit slow, we could do it slower like tempo 60. And then we just want to focus on having perfect intonation, perfect rhythm, perfect tempo, perfect beautiful sound, okay? So let's do that. 3, 4. Okay, and here my focus is really on the technical side. But that's not enough, that will be boring to play it like that. That's the reason there is step 7, how to play Vivaldi beautifully like a pro. So, and here, basically what we want is to play it really like a concert piece, okay, like it sounds beautifully. And here there is a few things you can do to train that. The first, I would really advise you to play it by head, okay? So, learn the note and don't look at your fingers either, look at nothing and just try to play it by ear, so that you can really focus on the music. And automatically you will see we will play it better than by reading the whole time the note. The second thing is that you should practicing it by closing your eyes, okay? It will really help you just focus on listening or not looking. And here, what you should do is to focus on playing, okay? That means now stop worrying about technique, stop worrying about is it out of tune or something happened with my bow. Just stop caring about that and just focus on playing, on making the piece beautiful. Okay, and that's a big thing, because one of the main reasons why people really can't play a piece beautifully it's because we are still too focused on the technical side of things, okay? And to fix that, first you need to build a great technique, then learn the piece really step by step like we did, so that you really master it. And then still you need to believe, to really trust yourself that it will work. And that means start just playing the piece, okay? Without thinking, just play it. And here a last tip for you, that's really good, it's try to imitate your favorite violinist, okay? That means just listen at something you do, and then try to play the beginning like this person, okay? So really try to imagine how he would play it, maybe do, di, 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 and then let's try to do the same. Okay? And that's really very helpful, you will see. And for helping you further, I make a video where I show how to fix most of your technical problems. You can find it here. Thanks you and enjoy.